Details in that lawsuit we have been telling you about between the American Civil Liberties Union of South Carolina and also our state election commission and the DMV.
Yeah, that's right. We just learned that the judge has denied the request to grant voter registrations to more than 1,800 remaining voters who just weren't able to register at the DMV.
Yeah, earlier this week we told you about this case with the DMV where people who were 17 years old at the time but would be 18 by election day were not offered the chance to go ahead and register to vote, which the lawsuit says violates state and federal law.
Yeah, and then after hearing that this morning, the judge then said that there was no way to grant these registrations this close to the election, then as well agreeing with the arguments made by the state election commission.
Yeah, our Josie Frost attended the hearing today and then breaks this all down, explains what happened. Josie.
The ACLU asked the judge to issue voter registrations to the remaining 2,000 people that they say left the DMV unaware that they weren't able to register. But the State Election Commission and the DMV disagree, saying many of these people did know that they weren't registered to vote and that issuing those voter registrations now, this close to the election, would compromise its integrity.
Because of the government's conduct, young first-time voters are wrongfully excluded from a historic election.
The ACLU says the DMV was violating the law by not allowing some 17-year-olds to fill out a voter attestation form and passing that information along to the Election Commission. But the DMV argued their staff does tell people in this age range they aren't able to register and they need to go online to do it. The DMV and Election Commission were joined by lawyers from the governor, the state Senate president, the Speaker of the House, and state Republican Party, who all filed motions to intervene. The Election Commission said going back to issue registrations to those individuals would require them to verify their eligibility, which would take reaching out to other government agencies like SLED to make sure they fit the other requirements to vote.
To risk a serious disruption to orderly and efficient election process. We're over a week before the election, and there's not enough time, and the court is not suited to, or none of us are really suited to try to fix those factual disputes.
But the DMV originally found around 17,000 people in the age range that could have been affected by this issue in the last 13 months. But they narrowed it down to the around 1,800 that they say weren't able to register to vote. But around 6,000 of those people were actually able to register online at a later date. Josie Frost, News 19, WLTX.
All right, so the judge has only denied the temporary injunction, and that means no action will be taken before the election, but the case is not over. The judge has yet to decide if he will change the DMV's policy for future elections. So it could change down the road, but basically not enough time to change it before November 5th.